You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started. What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting from Mobile Command. Gentlemen, this is going to be a 2-for-1 deal. So I'm going to be covering two articles that are very closely connected. And I'm going to be putting a lot of links in the description box. So yeah, this one's going to be chock full of information. One particular article is going to be old. However, this is something that has been massively covered up by you know who, and you can guess who, the feminists. Now, the first article was sent to me by Neo the Outflanker, and it was published on the 26th of April. It's quite a long article, so I had to chop it down for time. Men are becoming more violent against women around the world. Google shows how. Well, gentlemen, it looks like it's time to channel your inner twisted sister. Why? Because more and more men are deciding that they're not going to take female fuckery anymore. If men are sick of being told they're the problem, perhaps it's time for more of them to become part of the solution, i.e., don your capes, gents. No. This pandemic hasn't just been harder on women. It's been deadlier for women. In February, a woman and her mother were reportedly shot and killed by the woman's boyfriend in Dallas. He then broadcast his apology live on Instagram before dying by suicide. In March, a nurse was killed by her ex-boyfriend in Minnesota. And in April, dispatchers received a chilling 911 call from a 9-year-old girl in Brooklyn after her father killed her mother and her two sisters in the middle of her birthday party. In the United States, preliminary data suggests that the number of men accused of killing their wives or girlfriends has doubled in some counties, while calls to domestic violence hotline and to the police for domestic abuse soared, according to a 2020 analysis. Wow! What does that say, gentlemen? More and more men have put on the mask. As I predicted, eventually there was going to be a natural balancing act. And it's not just in America. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Men on a global scale are increasingly killing the women they purport to love. So, here's the grand question that I would put out. Why? And of course, I have my own answer, and it comes in the form of this. Mary Sue. Just saying. According to a March report by the World Health Organization, the most widespread form of violence experienced by women around the world is preventable. It's not coming from the proverbial boogeyman in the alley. It's coming from men they know and perhaps share their bed with, otherwise and known as intimate partner violence. Okay, so we want to talk about women being abused by men. However, let's flip that script. How many men are abused by women? There's a certain old document that's going to be linked that's going to pretty much surprise the hell out of you, because it actually surprised the hell out of me when I read it. Women are crying for help. Google may be listening, but is it helping? It's not just tech companies that need to stop incentivizing men to abuse women. Once again, this is creating the false narrative. Men are not going around, just being like Ike Turner and whooping ass for no reason. It's not. Google it all are simply following the lead of public officials, talking heads, and others who continue to paint male violence against women as a woman's issue. President Joe Biden co-wrote the Violence Against Women Act and championed the sexual assault prevention campaign. Quote unquote, it's on us. So why has he been silent about the femicide crisis in the U.S.? Really? A femicide crisis? These people are completely idiotic. They just don't get it. While his Charlie 19 relief bill will certainly help some survivors flee violence with provisions like child care tax credit and housing vouchers, men's violence against women cannot be solved by targeting women alone. We urgently need a national task force on men and boys and a genuine commitment from his administration to promote and legislate positive masculinity, i.e., more men need to be like Dwayne Wade. And if you saw his recent interview, no. It's important for all men, male elected officials, CEOs, fathers, religious community leaders, to identify where they have influence and how they can use their platforms to promote healthy manhood, Bunch said. While the majority of men are not violent, too many men are silent when confronted with domestic violence, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and controlling behavior, or a sexually objectifying joke. The silence is as much of a problem as the violence and abuse are. Now let's flip that on its head. Ladies, you have literal videos of you going out in public and abusing and physically assaulting grown men. And you expect the other men to protect you. Now, let's talk about explicitly the black community. Why do you think black women are able to run off at the mouth and do the things that they do? One would say the government. That's part of it. But see, something that's not talked about is the murderous mama boy simp that these women are able to do their bidding. There was a video that O'Shea Duke Jackson recently covered about a girl who got her new boyfriend to literally go over and kill her baby daddy. Yeah. See, that's one of the biggest problems within the black community is the murderous mama boy simp. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you know what, ladies? Understand this. More and more men around the world have gotten fed up. Since the legal system will not appropriately punish women for their transgressions, more men are taking matters into their own hands. Now, the second article was sent to me by First Responder 1985 under the guise of a potential HMT scenario. Now, this article was published on the 21st of May. Man charged with domestic violence after 22-year-old woman suffers fatal head injury. Now, on its face, it sounds like you put the mask on. However, the devil is always in the details. A man is facing charges after his girlfriend died from a head injury. According to Omaha police, officers were called to a 1009 Street, or South 28th Street, number 1, for a CPR in progress on May 16th. The victim, and I'm not going to say she was a victim. I will not grant her victim status, and you'll understand why. 22-year-old female Shalia Sovey was suffering from a head injury and was transported to the Nebraska Medical Center with serious life-threatening injuries. Police said 2 days later, she succumbed to her injuries and died. According to an affidavit, investigators determined that an argument had taken place between Sovey and her boyfriend, 22-year-old Devin Engel. Engel claimed that Sovey had wrapped her legs around him during the fight, i.e., this was mutual combat. He said as he attempted to break contact with her, he turned and caused Sovey's head to strike the floor. The two have 2 children that were home but did not witness the event. Engel was arrested and booked into Douglas County Corrections for first-degree domestic violence assault and 2 counts of felony child abuse and neglect. Wow. See how they overcharged him? They want to make sure they put him in behind bars for something. Now, as I reiterate, as much as that sounds like an HMT, that is not. Why? Because there was one key component missing in this story. His intent was not to kill her, but to get away from her. Yeah. Ladies, understand, every man literally has a monster inside of him that we have to suppress every day. You women truly don't understand the fact that men can literally, go berserk. But the world has coddled you so much that you honestly believe you can step to and physically assault a man and he's not supposed to defend himself. Yeah, those days are gone. They're gone. And guess what? Ladies, you got what you wanted. The constant screams for equality. Yeah. Man is a very violent creature. And we have to suppress those urges. But guess what? You're strong. You're independent. You can do everything a man can do and do it better and do it in heels. So guess what, ladies? It's time for you to start taking punches like men. It's time for you to start taking ass whoopings like men. Now, see, the first article wants to make you believe that all these women were sitting around knitting sweaters and all of a sudden the man just came in and decided to give her the clothesline from hell for no reason. Yeah, no. Remember, gents, nothing is spontaneous. A, B, C, D. It does not go from A to D. A man does not just come in and just start whooping ass for no reason. Nope, there was a buildup. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. Read the links in the description. Read the rest of the first article. Let me know what you guys think. And ladies, the power will eventually go out. Feminism and all of the quote unquote protections that you think society has afforded you and your ability to continue practicing your fuckery and not be held accountable will go out right along with it. Because, yeah, more and more men are fed up and they're taking matters into their own hands, which is why you're starting to see a whole lot more of men putting on the mask. It is what it is. That's all I got to say for this one. R.P.M. I am out.
Woke up, murder on my mind, yeah. Losing all my hope, yeah. I'ma do the crime, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill.